Well, one of my favorite bands, Guns N' Roses, sings, "I don't need no civil war." They're correct, of course, in the broader sense of civil wars are awful, and they're often fought by competing interests that are just trying to enrich themselves. But I do need a civil war in the Republican Party, and I've got one for you. It's been fantastic. The way that it breaks down, though, it's like it used to be there could be some moderates maybe and some far-right folks, but now it's just among all the crazies. Some of the crazies are more moderate and reasonable. And who the hell ever thought Porn Monitor, like nutty right-wing Christian, Mike Johnson would turn out to be a moderate? We all know that McCarthy was ousted because of big head Matt Gaetz.
Oh, boo all you want!
And big head Matt Gaetz is not a popular guy among all sorts of members of the party who are not anti-Ukraine and therefore, I don't know, Putinites. So Tony Gonzalez, who I'm going to show you a clip of here, who's an ally of Mike Johnson's, and he's one of the ones who's been acting a more reasonable Republican, pro-Ukraine. There's a far-right nut challenging him, and of course Matt Gaetz and some of the other far-right nuts like Marjorie Taylor Greene are supporting against him. Well, what he had to say about Matt Gaetz here, I don't think you've ever seen a Republican say about a Republican before. So I'm going to leave it at that and let you watch.
Look, Matt Gaetz, he paid minors to have sex with him at drug parties. Bob Good endorsed my opponent, a known neo-Nazi. These people used to walk around with white hoods at night. Now they're walking around with white hoods in the daytime.
Yeah, folks, he went there. And even as Dana Bash said, well, I think he hasn't been prosecuted for that. It would have done her good to point out that Matt Gaetz is still being investigated by the Ethics Committee for these very same charges. And on top of that, there is a civil case against him. He is not out of the woods. And he's the one who is behind all this, the way he's the one who ousted Speaker McCarthy just because he was angry at him.
You know it was personal. Everything he accused somebody of, he was doing.
He is also the one now going after people like Tony Gonzalez and causing this civil war in their party. I still can't believe Tony Gonzalez said that, but needed to be said. Was as good as any takedown we've seen recently from the likes of Eric Swalwell or Ted Lieu or the rest of them, and it came from a Republican. Yeah, that's right. The danger's coming from inside the house.
Listen to me. We've traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. Our squad cars are going over there right now. Just get out of that house.
And there's a lot of puns in that one. In any case, they're in full-blown civil war. Mike Johnson's going to campaign for Tony Gonzalez. Marge is going to campaign for whoever Putin tells her to. Marge has been called a Putin talking point spouting, well, she's been called Moscow Marge by Ken Buck, who finally left the House, quit in disgust a few weeks ago. A guy who came in with the Tea Party and they weren't conservative enough. I guess he's conservative, he's not somebody who bows down before Vladimir Putin.
Well, Moscow Marjorie has reached a new low. You know, during the Russian Revolution, Lenin talked about American journalists who were writing glowing reports about Russia at the time as useful idiots. And I don't even think that Marjorie reaches that level of being a useful idiot here. She is just mouthing the Russian propaganda and really hurting American foreign policy in the process.
We've also heard it from Dan Crenshaw, who said that talking points from the Kremlin are on the House floor, and I believe he's referring to the likes of Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert and Matt Gaetz and Tom Massey and all these anti-Ukraine lunatics who love a dictator like Donald Trump does for some reason. Why would you love a murderous dictator unless you're compromised? In any case. And a third one, I'm trying to think of the third. Oh, that's right, Mike Turner, who's from my home state of Ohio here, and I think he's on the Intelligence Committee. He might know something about this. He also said Kremlin talking points are emanating from the House floor, and he's also no moderate. So the House is in full-blown civil war. You've got Tony Gonzalez saying things about Matt Gaetz that are pretty special.
Matt Gaetz, he paid minors to have sex with him at drug parties.
And, well, they have literally zero chance of holding the House after this next election. In fact, I'd say there's a good chance that somebody like Tony Gonzalez, especially if he were to look like he were in trouble, might just walk away. Two more people, and you've got a Democratic House. So good job, guys. You really can govern. You're smart. Keep going with that MAGA crap.